This is a call for vengeance. Welcome to today's show. This is a video I have to do and put here on YouTube, despite the fact that there is probably a good chance that it gets taken down. But thanks to a subscriber on the website, Jesus is King, which is one of the best names I've ever seen because it's 100% accurate and true. This person shared this on the website for me to see, and that's, again, why the website's so important that people join. Because there's only 24 hours in a day. Last time I checked, I don't know, maybe, men could have babies now, so maybe there's like 74 hours, and maybe it's 33 hours in a day. That number wouldn't surprise me. But there's so much stuff going on every single day. So I only have so much time to see every single thing. But Jesus King on the website, the person shared this with me, and this is a mural that I'm going to show you from the World Economic Forum. They just had their meeting in Davos. I covered it. A lot of those videos are on the website. I believe my initial ones were on a different, someone else's channel that's no longer here. And you won't even believe some of the stuff in this mural. So this was in the background during their meetings in Davos and was picked up and then blown up because people out there looked up who made the mural and what's the story behind the mural. And, well, can we get, information on the mural? And, of course, everybody was getting information on the mural. So I'm going to share this mural, and you're not going to believe what you see. So while Theresa May was speaking at Davos, having a discussion, this mural was on the side of the wall. And then people researched the mural, and the mural was created in 2009 by someone by the name of Grayson Perry, who, well, do you have to take a wild guess on what this person looks like and how this person, what a wonderful inspiration, right? His parents must be really proud. But let's look at the mural itself, right? You're seeing a wide shot of this mural. And there's a lot to see in it, and there's obviously going to be a lot of things that you guys pick out and debunk in the comment section, so I look forward to that. You could look this up if you want to see this and blow it up on your own screen. If you can't do it here on YouTube, just type in WEF Tapestry or a mural for the WEF. Okay, and I'm going to zoom in here over in the corner because we obviously see Satan, right? Are they going to tell us that this is Tom Selleck or something? It's obviously Satan, right? I see a little mustache. So, they'll probably just say, hey, you're just exaggerating. It's not Satan, because that's what they do at this point, right? You see the tongue out. And in the first picture, you'll see that there's a long red line going all the way from a tongue from Satan all the way into a woman's you-know-what. And I'll get to that in a second, because if you look closer, you see the tongue dipping in the National Trust and some of these other vases. But above, you see what is depicted as the wise men. And, of course, what is depicted as Mary, it looks like holding baby Jesus and offering him, like many offered their children to Baal, to Satan in the Bible. They're doing it right here in this mural. And this is where all your world leaders meet. If you're suspicious, you're a conspiracy theorist. They all meet. So I'm talking like the heads of the CEOs of like Pepsi, every company, Apple, and then, of course, all your politicians and Jeff Bezos, those types of people. Don't be suspicious. It's just art. Right? It's just art showing you human sacrifice. And, let me show you more. Right? So that tongue stretches out all the way, okay, wait for it, into a woman's, what do you want to call it? Hole? Is that safe for the algorithm? I mean, at this point, it's hard to say words. So it's the hole of a woman where a child would come out. And what is Satan doing with his tongue? Oh, he's slurping in a delicious young child, because this is normal. Human sacrifice isn't real. I mean, regular people, politicians, they talk about eating children because it's funny, right? And somebody made this whole mural because it's funny. And that same person dresses up as Bozo the Clown because it's funny, right? Yeah, it's funny. So you see there, right? Child sacrifice offering. And then there's all these other depictions around it that you can break down. But if you follow, because there's a lot of names of specific families, bloodlines, corporations, which is important to note, there's a little staircase that goes down underneath. And that staircase leads all the way to this little girl. And underneath this little girl, it says Coca-Cola, right? Now, Coca-Cola, and you see what they would say. I mean, if you looked at it without, what they want you to think is that, that's the vision of Jesus, obviously. That's what they're telling you, right? A little dead version of Jesus, a baby doll. And, of course, that's Coca-Cola. So that leads right to Coca-Cola. And, of course, what do we all know about these soda products that are out there? What they put in there? They put fetuses in the sodas. Yeah. And they call it like sugar additives and things like that. Okay. And of course, they want you to think that's a crazy conspiracy because we're not supposed to read the labels and the ingredients. But if you actually read some of the ingredients and research what they are, you'll see it. It says fetal cells in it. Right. So, I'm just wondering if, one of the top, I think I had heard on a Christian ministry summit that the top cause of death in America is Planned Parenthood, which I can't say the word. It begins with abort. So does anyone out there ever wonder what happens to the bodies? You know what I mean? Is there a giant graveyard? Is there a giant dump yard? Because they don't care about children anyway. You'd think they would just throw them in there, right? You never hear what happens to them, right? Of course you don't, because they're used for rituals. And then they're used to put in your food products. Because again, they want you to live like them. They want to get you sick and do all sorts of things that God forbids humans to do because they're sick and they're depraved. So on the side, you will see next to this little girl who's got the little child, it's unbelievable. You'll see even corporation brands. Like you see Aldi, you see Pepsi, you see Heinz. This is done by design. And I believe what's next there, you see L'Oreal, right? And you see somebody on a laptop, okay, on the side. You see these names of these families and you see the names of these corporations. Because again, this new world order is being built on the backs of corporations. Okay, it's hard for people to believe, like Jeff Bezos wants to see everybody dead, but it's 100% true. They all do. Okay, they're trying to enslave you, and then they're going to prosper more and more. And prosperity is not what's enough for them. Control is. They're going to be just getting their jollies off on the fact that they can control your air conditioner, and they can torture you and torment you day in and day out. Now, they're still going to do their basic sacrifices. I'm sure people who are not following orders in these smart cities, etc., that's where they'll end up, probably in Jeff Bezos's oven. But, this is who's behind it, right? This is what communism is. Corporations controlling it. So as we continue across the mural and we head all the way back towards where the blood flow is going, which is right into the devil's mouth, you might want to stop for a second because you see a star right in there, right? Isn't that interesting? What is that, a snowflake? Maybe they're big fans of snow, right? Because I could recall a 6-pointed star that's like, it flies all the time and it's got blue and white in it. That it's like got its own military that could probably take. It's kind of called the global military. Anyway, I know people, 6-pointed star. I won't say what it's called, but they also love bagels. So the 6-pointed star is right in the middle of this mural that depicts Lucifer eating children. And of course, the teachings of those same people, if you actually read them and you get past the mind control of if you question these people, you're an anti, that kind of stuff, you'll actually see where all this stuff, this libel stuff comes from with the blood. The drinking of it, the eating of it, it goes to a specific people. And there they are, right there, front and center. There it is. There's a star. It even looks like there's an all-seeing eyeball right in the middle of it, doesn't it? Isn't that crazy? Now, I could go through each one of these little things and try to break each one down. I mean, obviously, I'm sure a lot of you will and see other stuff in there. You could see a car, right? It's got the Masonic checkerboard. I mean, it's run over a civilian, right? Showing you more, human sacrifice. Run a civilian over, you got a little checkerboard. It even looks like it says your tube, probably YouTube. Why not, right? Up there. I mean, they're obviously in on it, right? You got Smith and Wesson on there, but then you go all the way back and all this stuff. You have, a man who is like locked inside of a cube, Saturn's cube. It looks like he's probably drinking a cup of some red liquid. I couldn't imagine what that is. I guess it's Kool-Aid. Maybe it's Kool-Aid. Maybe it's Gatorade that he's drinking. Maybe he just put some ketchup in a cup. I'm not sure. I would guess with that star that I saw and that trail of blood that it's probably blood, and this is a businessman that's just drinking it, right? And of course, he's right in front of, as we go from him, that staircase, right, leads right into the mouth of the devil himself. And on the other side of the devil, we even see some Isis worship. We see the crown on the other side. I mean, this is just, look, if you went to your neighbor's house and you saw this, well, would you ever go back? Okay. If any of you came to my home, if I said, hey, ladies, anybody out there, you want to come over, okay, and hang out, and you saw this in my home, now I'm a Christian, I would want you to punch me. I would expect to be punched in the face, and I would expect you to call me a wolf in sheep's clothing too, but I expect to be punched for having something like this, because it's clearly depicting the sacrifice of a child. I mean, that's clearly what it's depicting, right? So if you saw this, say like we saw inside the home of Dahmer or one of these guys, you'd say, oh yeah, that fits in. Well, how about inside of a building where all of the leaders of industry, corporation, the people who are talking about resetting everything, the people who are responsible for what just occurred, where we're all locked up, they have this right in front of your face. And nobody says boo, because it shows you how much this whole psyop of art and creativity, and these people hide behind this stuff. So they're allowed to get away with it. So if you went and you said, why are you in there? And that's there. They're like, oh, I don't know. Somebody must have just put up on the wall. Oh, it just went up by, mistake, right? Like, so in your homes, like whatever you went into your office, let's look at it that way, right? Because these people will play dumb and they'll say, well, we don't control what they hang at Davos. I mean, some nice person gave it to us as a donation and we hung it. Oh, okay. So just imagine going into your board meeting, okay? You go into your board meeting, right? They probably have like a fake plan on the table, or just envision if you don't have a job that has a board meeting, just envision it, right? What we've all seen in MK Ultra movies, etc. There's a table, there's fake fruit, right? There's a window, then you see some ridiculous picture on the wall. It looks like a hotel painting, and you're like, what is that? That's so stupid. What a waste of time, right? Well, imagine you walked in one day, and on the wall was a picture of the devil eating a child. Huh? Would somebody in the office go, excuse me, what is that? Or if nobody had the guts to say anything, wouldn't everybody after the meeting get together and go, did anyone notice that painting? Right? And then maybe bring it to the attention of the boss or whoever. Somebody would probably say something and then they'd say, oh my goodness, how did this get up here? And somebody would have to explain how it got up, and they likely would probably lose their job. Well, maybe not in this society because, they worship the devil, the majority of these corporations, but somebody would be held accountable, right? I mean, even if you went into an office and you took a picture down and you put up a picture of, the boss naked, okay? I'm sure, they would take it down. They'd say, why is this up, right? But here at Davos, where you have, the Elon Musks have been there in the past. I mean, you can't name one of these people, Trump, who hasn't been there. You can't find one. I mean, I even did a video. Michael Jackson was at Davos, right? These celebrities go to Davos, okay? Leonardo DiCaprio has been in Davos. Matt Damon has been there. So all these people who are worshipped, and then all these people who are supposed to be in, control of our decisions, et cetera, who show up at the World Economic Forum website, when you look up, Abbott from Texas, all of them, right? So is anybody going to say anything about it? Or is it just us that we're crazy, right? I'm seeing a devil with a tongue going all the way through an entire mural of disgusting, weird, bizarre, obviously predictive programming stuff, fighter plane, all this, right? And it goes right, the tongue just goes right into the hole of a woman who has a baby coming out, and it's eating the child, right? And then on top of him, he's got wise men who are offering Jesus to the devil. I'm making it up. What? I should go see a therapist, right? I should go see a doctor. It's me. I'm making this up in my head, right? Oh, wait, is it the other excuse? Is it they're trolling us, right? They all got together when they went in. Claus was just meeting with Obama and whoever else, Bono from U2 has been there all the time. And they were like, yeah, you know what? We got to troll these guys because somebody's going to see it. Some guy who gets like 10,000 views, or maybe another guy who gets 20,000, and they're going to put it on the internet, and it's going to be hilarious, right? Because that's really the mindset that most of these dumbed down people have. They literally think that they do stuff like this to troll us because they can't wrap their heads around these people being the most psychotic, sociopathic, sinister scumbags that have ever existed in human history. And that's true. And I mean, you want to look back at other people that we've been told were dictators and all that stuff, that's fine. You can compare them. I mean, we know about fluoride in the water. That was a big thing. People look back, at Stalin and these guys for putting fluoride in the water. Well, you can look now, fluoride in the water. I mean, nobody will even have an argument about it. Now they're like, it's normal. It's good for your teeth. Oh, yeah? You still got cavities? Yeah. Oh, so what's it doing? I got to go, right? They can't answer that question. I mean, let alone the labels of any processed food, what's on there. I mean, we're getting pumped with chemicals around the clock. Not only that, my new saying is killing you with the smile. I mean, they're literally poisoning you with a smile, telling you to line up, go poison yourself, and they smile as they do it. It's a new level of psychopath. So this mural is hanging at the World Economic Forum. It's no big deal, right? We're supposed to look at it as no big deal. And then if you try to bring this to somebody's attention who is completely under mind control, they don't know how to respond to it. So they're automatically programmed to just kind of go, who cares? What's the big deal, right? Because they can't wrap their heads around these people and what they do with children. Okay? And some of them do wrap their head around it and they go, what's the big deal? Because they've been that programmed and they're becoming that narcissistic and they're becoming that sick. So this is just at the World Economic Forum. It's a conspiracy, of course. It's not really on the wall, even though the screen captures showing it live during a live, one of their live events during the World Economic Forum right on the wall. So clearly it was there, right? So how are they going to talk it out, explain this away? It's art, folks, right? And then, of course, the person who painted it looks like Doink the Clown, but we won't go into that because that's hate speech. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank everybody for being here. I hope you're all doing well. God bless you as always and your families.